It's Lee and Alex from Creative Canopy. We've actually took upon ourselves to create a series of tutorials for yourselves on Adobe software. So every week we want to go through a different application and just talk about the things we love about the applications and the things that we apply in our day-to-day job in our design agency. So this week we're actually going to kick it off with some quite advanced, would you say, Alex, Adobe After Effects?
Yeah, so today it's going to be an After Effects tutorial about turning animation into code. What I mean by code is, so we've got a web developer on our team called John. He builds all the websites. So when we want something, usually inside a website, which is like a nice animation, it's usually pixels, and we've got to like just plonk it in the website, and you can't really do much with it. It's just literally the video playing. It's quite heavy on file size and everything. But what BodyMovin does is it turns the vector, it keeps it a vector, so you don't have no pixelation at all. It cuts the file size down, and also John can also, our web developer, he can also have full control over that animation, and this is all for free as well. So I'll just show you where you can get this plugin. It's aascripts.com/BodyMovin. It is a free plugin, but I do suggest you do obviously give a donation. These guys do work hard to make this stuff free, so definitely give them a donation.
So so you're saying obviously it's vector based. It's all working with kind of like elements, etc. So like an MP3 and MP4, that's just made up of a JPEG or PNG. Obviously, you're saying John's not going to have control of it, or will he have limited control of an actual video?
Yeah, he'd have limited control, so he could fade it in, fade it out, but he couldn't really change the colour, whereas with BodyMovin you can probably change the colour, you can start the animation. It's a lot, you get everything. Like he can basically animate it using like the code. So what sort of things can you do? So you can do movements, that sort of rotations? Yeah, so the only limitations really with BodyMovin is actually you can't do most of the effects in After Effects. So stuff like CC scatter, CC bubbles won't really work with BodyMovin. But scaling, position, movement, basically opacity, all that will work. Even trim paths. Some masks will work, but others won't, like alpha inverted mask. So don't just keep experimenting with BodyMovin, because there are constantly bringing new updates out. I'll show you how to quickly. If you go to Window and then Extensions, then BodyMovin once you've installed it. This is how you test it out in case you didn't know. If you just go to Demo, make sure you go to Settings and then Demo, and then you just save that out. And then if you test that out in your browser, that's how you will know if it works or not for your web developer.
So whatever's seen in the demo will be seen online if you want to put it on.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's actually, the BodyMovin is for if you want to create simple animations that you can put on the web.
Yeah.
So the developer can have full control of an animation. So.
Yeah, exactly. And the whole point of it, I think, as well, is obviously websites are static mostly, so this gives the opportunity to bring like crisp illustrated renders, which have icons which have been like animated, and it gives a website like a new flow of imagination, really. So it's a great plugin.
Sounds great. I want to see it.
So today this is what we're going to be recreating. So this is quite a simple animation, but it's just looped, so it'll constantly like loop as it's on our website. This is for our upcoming website. And I'll just be recreating something similar to this, but I don't want you to completely copy this. I want you to use this and then come up with something with your own imagination. The icon was completely created by Lee as well, completely bespoke.
Yeah, and another great thing about this is that it's you have websites and everybody just uses static imagery.
Yeah,
I mean, for something that's actually quite simple to do with a nice neat plugin, and more people can actually have some nice interaction, a bit of user experience on the website. It just makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go to File, New Project. Just get that out of the way. We want a new composition. What I'll be doing is 1080 by 1080, which is Instagram purposes. So obviously if we want to share this on Instagram, we want the max resolution for that. It's going to be around 10 seconds long and 60 frames. So there we go. And then we just want to import this file for tutorial. Yeah. Great. So this is our file. We want to double click this, and as you can see, we've set out our layers very all separate. So we've got the top box, we've got the info box 2, info box 1, and the reason we've done this is so you can animate each section. Obviously, if you're creating an icon or an illustration in Illustrator, I would recommend that you do this, otherwise it'll just import all as one layer and then you can't animate each individual component. So the first thing we're going to do is create a mask from this layer icons. I'll just mention, this is quite an advanced tutorial, so if you're not familiar with timelines, masks, scale and positioning, I'd probably say come back or check out one of our other tutorials. Because this is quite advanced. It's quite relevant at the moment, and we wanted to cover BodyMovin. Right, so the first thing we want to do is Control D that. Create shapes into vector layers. Delete that. We want to rename this mask. And then we want to go into here. Delete that. I've just deleted the stroke there. Do that right there, and this is going to be the mask for the full. We're just going to keep duplicating this mask as we go, just to give the animation a bit of depth. So like that.
So when you're doing this, what's the mask? Are you masking every element?
So yeah, I'm masking every element just to the screen size. So the top white box here. We'll position that up, but the mask will actually cut it off, so it'll look like it's inside the screen. Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So I've just pressed S there for scale. I'm just going to make this a bit narrow. I'm just going to fly through this as a quick, snappy tutorial. There we go. And all we want to do is go track map none to alpha map mask. And what this does here is we can move this up nice and easy, like that. So, first thing we want to do is press P for position, keyframe there, go 1 second ahead, put another keyframe, take a step back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This is where the animation happens.
Yeah, so it's basically just 2 keyframes, and there you go. There you have it.
Simple. Simple.
Yeah, and that's the animation. This is, but another way you can do it is, well, actually, what we're going to do first is we're going to ease these, because at the moment it's very boring. It's very slow. There's another plugin I use for this. What saves a lot of time. What I recommend you get is it's called Motion V2. It's over here. It is a paid plugin. Costs about $50. You can also get it from this site as well, aescripts.com. Very good site for plugins for After Effects. But it basically allows me just to pick my anchor point. So if I want it in top right, it's top right. If I want top middle, top left, but I want it generally as the centered. And these are all easy in, easy out controls. So you can easy in or even easy out. For this one, we want it easy out. So
sorry, if you didn't have that plugin, is there a manual way of actually playing with the easy in, easy out?
So if you press F9 and then you right click, or you can right click, go to keyframe assistant, easy ease, and then go to the graph, and then it'll look like this. If you don't have this graph, you want to go to edit speed graph. Your graph might look like this. You just want to click edit speed graph. So if you highlight them and then you just pull this left, these little yellow.
So what's that doing then?
So this is the graph of basically velocity and speed. So as you're pulling this left here, this is getting faster. So it's getting really fast at the start, and then if you pull this here like this, the right one left as well, it's getting really slow.
So it like
to get
decreases really slow.
So it's going from really fast to really slow. So we'll have a look what that looks like. But
okay.
It gives that nice smooth, so it's like, oh, it's getting fast, but then it's slowing down near the finish line.
It's not like it's snapping and sharp. It's going quite smoothly, isn't it?
Yeah. So, and it's 2 different speeds as well, so it gives that nice feel of motion.
Wow, so the plug-in seems pretty decent.
Yeah.
For the money.
I mean, you can do it manually like I've just done, but it saves a lot of time. Obviously, if you've got 50 keyframes and you need to do each one, it's going to take a long time. Like, you can copy and paste it, but that does it in 1 click. So that's going to be the start of it. And then next, what we're going to do is we're going to mask all this. So next we want to do is we just want to copy this mask a few times. Just want to put them on top of our layers like this, like so. And then we just want to do the exact same as we've done above. Want to just alpha matte it all. Same with the info. Oh, actually, we're going to do something different with this info heading. I'll explain that in a minute. We'll come back to that because we're going to do something slightly different. So the first one we want to do is we want to move this backing, so the white backing in first. So we go P, position, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Few more clicks down, and then after we've done that, this should play out just like this. So now we've got 2 things animating. So we just need to add a bit of easy ease to the bottom one. For shorter durations, probably ease up on the easy ease, just because it'll be quite snappy. See, that's like going really rough. So I probably want even less than that, to be fair. Just because it's only over half a second. I might even do this manually just to get a nice motion going. Like that. And then next we're going to animate the 2 info boxes. So again, just P for position. Same thing again. Same with this, we can probably do them at the same time.
So with every element, are you masking every element?
Yeah, so all I've done is I've used the first mask and then I've duplicated that a few times and just placed it on top of each layer, and then just alpha matted each layer really, and then I've just used the same mask for every element inside the screen.
Okay, yeah.
And then from there, it's going to just create quite a nice smooth animation. So now we want to just move these down at the same time. Okay. Oh, don't press caps lock like I did.
We're not all perfect.
So like so. So now we've got this. Now all this comes in at the same time, which is fine for some people, but you can get quite a nice, you can get a better effect if you actually offset that. So what I'm going to do is highlight this, Alt Shift right, and that just sets it off a 10th. And I just want to do that again to both of them, Alt Shift right. So then what that does there is that brings in the backing inside the PC first, which is the white strip, and then the 2 info boxes after. So, and then when we easy ease all this, it looks something like this. So it looks quite smooth now. And then we've just got the last box to do. So I said I'd be doing something different with this. What we're actually going to be doing is we're going to be masking this shape here. the backing inside the PC. So the way how you do this is you just Control D, and then you say create shapes from vector layer. Delete that, you don't need that anymore. Rename this mask. Maybe mask 5 just to keep the pattern, so you don't get mixed up with your layers. Probably want to rename these masks like info box mask, say if you had an info box. I'm just doing this for time, just so I'm not keeping you guys too long. You want to do the exact same as what you've done before. However, you want to go into mask, go into contents, make sure you've deleted that stroke, like so. And then you just want to hide this layer a minute just to check it. And as you can see, it's just a bit too big. So you want to do the exact same what you've done earlier. You want to press S for scale, unclip that. You just want to make it just as close as that line as possible. Obviously, make sure it's perfect when you guys are doing it. Click on your info heading, alpha matte, mask 5. So now, when you move this,
oh, so it's a mask inside that.
Yeah, so it's a mask inside the PC, inside another layer. So it's just all about adding depth. So it just makes it more interesting. Obviously, this is going to be the last one what comes in. So we're gonna animate this again, like so. So P, position, like so, and then we go like that. And then a bit of easy ease. So now there is your completed animation. And that is all done simply by just position movements and masking. A little bit of scaling here and there just to make sure the masks are all okay. But that literally didn't take long. Obviously you can do this with any project, but now this can be on a website.
It goes crazy as well.
Yeah,
we've literally just created simple blocks, and we've just made something quite simple. But I think, you know, if you're a good illustrator or a good animator, you can probably make real good use of this tool. Well, both the add-ons really.
Yeah, they're both great. Motion V2 and BodyMovin, they're both great add-ons. They save a lot of time, and obviously the ends are just.
So yeah. now that we've created the animation, how do we output it?
So the next step would be obviously to save this somewhere. So if we want to save this on our desktop as tut, you want to go to Window, Extensions, BodyMovin, and then we want to select the composition. Go to Settings. Glyphs is always turned on. I'd recommend you just keep it turned on. If you have any JPEGs or PNGs inside your animation, make sure you go into the Assets panel and include in JSON. Also original asset names, so you can tell your developer which names is what for your JPEGs, because otherwise they'll just be like square 1, square 2, square 3, where you might have named them probably just for organization. Also, you want demo as well. This is very important, obviously, because you can check if it works. So if this demo does not work when you load it up in your browser, there's something you've done wrong, or there's something you've used inside BodyMovin what isn't compatible with a plugin. All the information about what's compatible and not is here in support features. So as you can see, it's shapes, solids, images, comps, nulls, text, etc. But there's a lot what is, but there's also a lot what isn't. So just have a quick read of that list. The next thing we do is once we've went in settings and selected our comp and everything, we just want the destination folder. So this is just data, and we just render it out. And that is literally a job done in like a renders out straight away. So that is it from us, from Creative Canopy. We will be back next week with more content. I believe Lee's going to be doing something, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do some Illustrator. I've got some we've got some new stuff that came out with the new update.
Yeah.
So I think we'll explore that a little bit. There's a technique I really want to look into. And kind of go from there, really. And
yeah,
let's have fun, explore.
Yeah, so let us know if you enjoyed the video, and if you want to keep seeing content like this, just give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and that'll be great. Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.